Hello everyone and welcome to Drama Made Simple. On the last video I talked about Stanislavski and his method of acting, so if you haven't seen that, that will explain the reason for the upcoming videos on this channel and what we're going to be doing today. So last time I talked about the different skills an actor has or needs to be able to create a character, and one of those is the mental skill and the ability to relax and be focused and observant. Today we're going to be going through relaxation. Stanislavski described tension as the occupational disease for an actor. If you can imagine that athletes would be in fear of getting injured before an event, then actors should be fearful of becoming tense. Tension can occur in so many ways in an actor. For one, it can be mental, so when your mind is fixated on something unrelated to your work as an actor, you can't really become creative or connect to your character or do anything imaginative because your mind is too focused on something else. So it's really important to be able to relax your mind before you're doing any work on your acting. Secondly, tension of the neck can be very severe because if your sort of throat and neck is tense, it can cause your voice to become very tense or squeaky. And actually that can really damage your voice and have long-lasting negative effects for your voice. So that's terrible for an actor to have. And lastly, it can happen anywhere in your body. That can be problematic because, again, that can link to your mind being sort of tense. Or if you have any sort of scene where you need to fall, if you're tense, you could really injure yourself. Whereas if you're relaxed when you fall, it's much less likely that you'll have any sort of injury. So it's really important as an actor to know how to relax and have a certain method for relaxing and a way that works for you. So we're going to go through a few exercises today. The first exercise we're going to go through is sort of a progressive muscle relaxation. So in order to do this exercise, you need to find somewhere on the ground to lie down, somewhere comfortable. And you're going to lie down on your back with your arms and legs out to the side and your head just sort of in the center, like don't move it off to either side basically. So I'll be guiding you through this relaxation exercise if you want to follow along. So if you're ready, then we can get started. If not, just pause the video and get yourself set up. So we're going to start with your feet. So in order to get these really tense, I want you to pull your toes back towards your nose and your feet should be pointing up in the air. So really try and tense every muscle in your feet and you want to feel great tension for a couple of seconds. And once you really feel that tension after a few seconds, I want you to release it. And it should feel much more relaxed. All the muscles should have relaxed from that. So then we're going to move on to your legs. So in order to get them tense, you want to squeeze them together and try and really activate every muscle in your legs. If it helps, you can include your feet in this as well. If not, just try and focus on just your legs, really squeezing them together, holding as hard as you can, trying to get every muscle, and then let go and relax. So next we're going to do your hands. So in order to get them tense, you want to curl them up into a fist, really, really tight fist, trying to get any sort of tension you can get into your hands, then try and get that in there in any way, and hold on for a couple of seconds, and then release. Now we're going to do your arms, which is going to follow similar to your legs. You want to push them into your body as close as you can. Again, if it helps to do your hands at the same time, then do that. So push them into your body. Really try and activate every muscle in your arms really tightly. And then relax. Next, we're going to do your shoulders. So for actors or just anyone really, our shoulders tend to hold a lot of tension. If you're someone who sits at a desk all day or carries any sort of backpack, then your shoulders will definitely have a lot of tension. So in order to get those relaxed, we want to get them tense first, we want to push them up to our ears as tight as you can. Really, really tight, really high up, and you should feel that they can't go any higher when they're there. Try and really touch them, and without moving your neck, you should be able to just push them up as high as you can. So once you've felt that real strong tension, then release it. And lastly, for your face, all of our sort of mental tension tends to show up on our face, so it's important for actors to be able to really release any of that tension so they don't have a furrowed brow when they need not. So we want to imagine that your face is like a piece of paper, and you want to scrunch it up in any way you can contort your face in order to kind of get all of the muscles in your face working. So you want to do that to really tense it up. And once you felt that for a few seconds, that really strong tension, then you can release it. So lastly, we're just going to do all of that together. So tense up every part of you, put your toes up to the ceiling, push your legs together, squeeze your hands into fists, push your arms into your sides, shoulders up to your ears, and scrunch up your face, and try and hold that for 5 seconds. And then release. So after that, you should be feeling a lot more relaxed. This is generally the one that people can do straight away because it is the manual sort of going through each muscle and relaxing it. If you're keeping any sort of actor's diary, which I really recommend that you do, take a second to pause this video and just fill in how the exercise went, and if you felt like you could have done anything differently or what really worked for you, what didn't. It's good to have like a repertoire of things that work for you so that if it's a case of needing to relax or you can't get into your character or something like that, that you'll have something that you can go and use and you know that it works for you because you've done it before. So do take a second to do that. So that's sort of the one that you do first when you're getting used to relaxing. You would like to sort of progress to be able to do it without having to go through each and manually contract your muscles. So this exercise is progression from the last one, and it might not be possible for you to fully do it this first time. It takes a while for you to be able to do it because it is focused on visualization and being able to relax your muscles just from thinking about doing it. So following a similar format as before, you want to lie down on the floor comfortably with your arms and legs out to your side. And this time it is very important that you do close your eyes because you'll be visualizing your body. So the way this works is that we will be imagining that a wave is coming up underneath you, and every time it washes over a different body part, it's going to release any tension that's there. So this is really good for you to get started kind of understanding where you can go through each part of your body, scan your body, and understand where you have tension. So first we're just going to imagine that the wave is coming up and it's washing over your feet only. And it's just washing over your feet to begin. As it washes over your feet, try and connect with any tension that's there and let the wave connect to the tension that's there. And as it washes back into the sea, we want to visualize any tension leaving your feet. Now we want to imagine the wave is coming all the way up to your knees, and any tension you might have in your lower legs, any sort of pain or discomfort, we want to imagine that the wave is taking that and taking it with it as it washes back to the sea and removing any tension. Now I want you to imagine that it's coming up to your fingertips. Any tension that you have in your hands can be released as the wave washes back to the sea. And now we want to imagine the wave coming all the way up to your hips, and our hips tend to carry a lot of tension, so we might try a few waves here. So as it washes over your hips, taking any tension we have back to the sea, and another wave coming up to your hips, washing, looking for tension, taking the tension and washing it back to the sea. Now I want to imagine that the wave is coming all the way up to your waist, any tension that's in your stomach, looking for the tension and washing it away back to the sea. And now I want you to imagine that it's coming all the way up to your shoulders. Any tension in your shoulders is being released as the wave washes back to the sea. And lastly, we just want to imagine the wave coming all the way up to the back of your head, washing the back of your head, taking the tension with it, and going all the way back to the sea. Take a little bit of time to go through this again, and if there's any places in your body that you feel are particularly tense, just imagine a few more waves coming to wash past those areas. And when you're ready, you can roll onto your side and come back up to seating. So that exercise is a lot more difficult for people to do in general, because if you're just starting out with visualization, it can be difficult to imagine that you're releasing any tension and really feel that. So comment down below if you were able to do that exercise, because it is quite difficult and it usually takes a bit of getting used to. The progression after that would be that you would be able to do it with your eyes open, sitting down, and that you'd be able to just scan your body and look for any tension and be able to release that. And then after that, be able to do it while standing or walking around or performing in a play. If you feel any tension, if you can be aware of any tension and be able to think about it and just release that tension. So the last exercise that we're going to do is a form of breath aware relaxation. And this exercise is called alternate nostril breathing, and it looks a bit strange. You know, when Miley Cyrus was on RuPaul's Drag Race, this is the exercise she told them about, so you don't have to feel weird when you're doing it. But basically you want to take your index finger and your thumb, and you're going to alternate between covering one of your nostrils as you breathe, breathing through your nose. And it takes a specific pattern, so probably watch first and then try and follow. So you're going to I'm going to cover my nose on my right side first. And I'm going to breathe in through my other nostril. And then cover. Breathe out through this side. And breathe in. Cover. And breathe out. Breathe in. Cover. Breathe out. So try that a bit yourself, and I tell you, it is one of the most relaxing things you can do, and you can do it somewhat discreetly, that if you were ever in a situation where you're just feeling a bit anxious, like concentrating on your breathing and being aware of your breathing really helps relaxing. So I definitely think that's a good one to do if you're in a situation where you can't, lie down on the floor or anything and do a big relaxation exercise. Then that one is really helpful for those situations. Like if you were just sitting in work and you were feeling a bit stressed, you could pretty discreetly do that, and be able to really release any tension that you have. So those are the exercises that we're going to go through for today. There are tons and tons of relaxation exercises you can do, so if one of the ones that you like most is different to one that I've shown, please comment that down below, because there are tons, but you can never have too many, and I love hearing new ones, so I would love to hear your suggestions. And yeah, if you want to follow along with this series, we're going to be doing more Stanislavski exercises in future videos. The next thing I'm going to cover is concentration. So if you want to follow along, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're aware of when new videos are being uploaded. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video and hearing from you guys and reading all of your nice comments. Relaxation as part of your warm-up in drama is like shavasana at the end of yoga. Like, yeah, you can skip it, but why would you? It's the best part.